Amidst the busy streets of Mumbai, India, a married couple, Maria and Michael Harwood, unconcerned by the bustle around them, enjoy each other's company. They have another reason to celebrate, as Maria announces she is pregnant. They are on a trip to India, and while walking on the beach, Maria expresses her wish to stay there. Michael agrees and asks a local kid if they should stay there, but the kid points at Maria and screams, turning into something ungodly. Maria suddenly wakes up from the nightmare. It has been 6 years since. Seeing Michael sleeping so peacefully, she starts hitting him, but Michael embraces her and calms her down. In these 6 years, the couple settled in India and has had 2 children, Oliver and Lucy. They bought a home and hired Peaky as their housekeeper. But something happened that took away the family's happiness. The following day, the family gathers for breakfast, but Oliver is missing, which leads us to believe that something happened to him. After breakfast, Maria apologizes to Michael for how she acted last night, but Michael assures her they will get through this tough situation. When Michael returns home in the evening, Peaky tells him that Maria has retired to bed since she had a migraine. He finds she has fallen asleep watching a family video of Oliver. He cannot bear to look at the video and cries as he hugs Maria. But just then he notices the empty medicine jar that falls out of Maria's hand. It is revealed she has consumed the entire contents of the bottle to put an end to her misery. She is immediately rushed to the hospital. In a daze, Maria has a flashback of the time when she found herself drowning with her children trapped in her car. Oliver begs for her help to help him free his leg, which is stuck, but Maria focuses on Lucy, who lies unconscious. Oliver screams, scared and in pain, and Maria tries to free his leg, but it won't budge. So she unbuckles Lucy and asks Oliver to pull his leg, but when he's unable to do it, she apologizes to him before swimming out of the car with Lucy in her arms. The local people rush to help them and grab Lucy to take her to safety, but when Maria tries to jump back in the water to save Oliver, they stop her from doing so as it is dangerous. She is left wailing for Oliver, who drowns alone in the car. Since that incident, Maria has been consumed by guilt and cannot forgive herself. Presently at the hospital, the doctors were able to save Maria. When she wakes up, she is comforted by Peaky, who tells her she can understand her grief as she too once had a daughter who drowned in a pond while she was distracted. She asks Maria if she wants a chance to say goodbye to Oliver one last time. She explains that on the outskirts of her hometown there is an abandoned temple where the line between the world of the dead and the living is very thin. To find closure, she recommends Maria to go there. She must spread Oliver's ashes on the steps of this temple and lock herself inside. And when the night falls, Oliver will come to her. She will be able to talk to Oliver through the temple door and say her final goodbye. After much contemplation, Maria agrees to go ahead with the ritual and meets Peaky to ask for her help. Peaky warns Maria that once she is in the temple, she must not open the door, no matter how much Oliver pleads or cries for her. That night, Maria gets Oliver's body exhumed and cremated. During cremation, Maria gets startled by strange men covered in ash sitting nearby. Peaky explains they are Agoris, who consume the flesh of the dead and cover their bodies with ash, which helps them communicate with the other side. Maria collects Oliver's ashes and embarks on the journey to Peaky's village. She arrives the next day and makes her way to the village edge. From there, she walks through the woods, and after walking the entire afternoon, she finally reaches the temple. Maria spreads Oliver's ashes on the steps and locks herself inside the temple. As she is waiting, she hears something and decides to check it out. Upon walking deeper into the temple, she discovers a mummified corpse of a woman who has covered her face with her hands. Scared, Maria backs away and is ready to leave when she hears a knock on the door. Suddenly, the door starts rattling as if someone's trying to get inside. It soon stops and Oliver starts talking to Maria. She quickly apologizes for leaving him. He assures her it was not her fault, but when Oliver says he needs to go, desperate to spend more time with him, she opens the door to find no one. Unbeknownst to her, by breaking the rule, she is carrying back something she couldn't have imagined. The next day, Maria returns home after finally having closure. She decides to mend her relationship with Michael and Lucy. However, strange things start to happen in the house. Winston, the family's golden retriever, would start barking at invisible things. Oliver's toy, Con, which was buried with him, shows up in the house. The piano starts playing on its own, and Lucy tells Maria that Oliver has come back. That night, while putting Lucy to bed, Lucy asks Maria not to tell Michael about Oliver's return because Oliver is hiding from someone. Maria cleans Oliver's toy and takes it to his room, hoping to see him. Once in his room, a book suddenly falls off the shelf. It is the same book she used to read to Oliver before bed. A chair drags itself near the bed. Maria realizes Oliver wants her to read the book to him, and she does so, not realizing how creepy it is. Peaky starts noticing the plants in the house dying. Even the gardener complains that all the plants around the house have dried up and the fish in the pond have died. She suspects Maria must have disobeyed the rules of the ritual. That night, Lucy is watching TV when Oliver's decomposed body appears near her. While bathing Lucy, Maria discovers a bite mark on Lucy's shoulder, and Lucy tells her that she doesn't like Oliver anymore because he is mean. So Maria goes into Oliver's room and tells him he can't hurt Lucy. But Oliver pulls out a chair and throws the book for her to read to him. Initially, she refuses, but Oliver traps her inside and she doesn't have a choice but to comply. She makes him promise that he will not hurt Lucy again. Later, Maria wakes up to the piano playing on its own. She goes to check it when she sees someone outside the house. She opens the door to find an Agori standing outside. He points behind Lucy and she turns to see the mummified woman standing behind her. The mummy takes her hands off her face and comes after her, but Agori whispers something that makes the woman disappear. Maria runs back inside and is confronted by Peaky, who tells her that Hindus believe in purification of the soul before they are passed on. But Maria's disobedience has brought Oliver's soul back to this world, and now it cannot be purified. She nervously asks Maria if she has seen Murtu, or the gatekeeper of the underworld. By opening the gate, Maria created an imbalance between the living and the dead, awakening Murtu. She has come to take Oliver, who has turned evil, back to the world of the dead, and she will destroy everything that comes in her way. Peaky suggests Maria burn all of Oliver's belongings to cut his worldly ties. Deeming it a necessity, Peaky packs all of Oliver's belongings and tries to set it ablaze when the Harwoods are out one day. However, Oliver guises himself as Peaky's deceased daughter and lures her into the pond. When the Harwoods return, they find Oliver's things in trash bags outside the house, while Maria discovers Peaky's body in the pond. After Peaky's funeral, Maria sets Oliver's things on fire. When Michael returns, he gets very upset upon seeing Oliver's things burning. Maria tells him it needs to be burnt because Oliver has come back. She asks Lucy to confirm this to Michael, but Lucy refuses, claiming she knows nothing. Maria realizes Oliver has possessed Lucy. She tries to free Lucy, but seeing Maria hurt their daughter, Michael grabs Lucy and leaves the room. He also locks the doors behind him because he feels Maria is becoming mentally deranged. As Michael tries to leave, he finds his house surrounded by Agoris. He goes back inside and tries to call for help, but sees Lucy stabbing their pet dog, Winston. He rushes to stop her, but she stabs him too and reveals she is, in fact, Oliver. Maria breaks the door open and searches for Michael, but when she hears Lucy scream, she runs upstairs to find Lucy surrounded by Agoris conducting a ritual to send Oliver back to the world of the dead, and the only way to do that is by sacrificing Lucy. Michael arrives and stops the Agori from hurting Lucy. Maria breaks free and rushes to Lucy's body. She pleads with Oliver to leave Lucy's body and come to her. Oliver says he's scared and doesn't want to go, but Maria assures him she will go with him. This encourages Oliver to leave Lucy's body and enter Maria's. Michael helplessly watches as Maria pleads with the Agori to take her, and the Agori obliges by stabbing her. She collapses and wakes up in an empty house. For a minute, she believes it was all a dream, but when she sees Murtu approaching her, she realizes it is all real. Murtu grabs Maria and takes her to the afterlife. Some days later, Maria wakes up to Michael calling her. She lies on the same temple stairs where she once tried contacting Oliver. She realizes Michael is attempting the same ritual and pleads with him to stop, but the desperation in Michael's voice to see her once again tells us that the terror will repeat itself. That's a wrap for today's horror recap of the movie The Other Side of the Door. Follow the rules and touch the subscribe button, then push the bell icon to make it back home safely for another amazing horror movie recap.